Hi guys, bienvenidos, welcome to this space, welcome to the channel, welcome if you're new, welcome. My name is V, and in this video I have something very exciting. I am so excited. I am so excited to announce my ebook Celibacy Initiation of a Goddess. This is my first ever ebook on celibacy, and I'm so excited for this ebook because in this book I have my celibacy practice. I also have a workbook in this book that will help you initiate within intimacy, your sexual relationship with yourself, and all of these juicy topics. I also have my personal journal prompts that I've created the first few months of my celibacy, and I've been practicing or writing these journal prompts for about 4 years now. So these journal prompts really help me initiate and stay focused within my celibacy journey, especially the first few months. I talked a little bit about it in my first video and also in my second video, so if you're interested, the video will be below and it's in the same playlist, my celibacy journey. And I'm just super excited for this because this is my first ebook and it's also on a topic that I'm very excited about. I briefly want to mention that this ebook is not only available for people who want to practice celibacy. This ebook is available for everyone or everybody that wants to take that journey within, that journey of discovering their sexuality, that journey of discovering their power of their intimacy. Even if you have been in a relationship or maybe you are in a relationship, I feel like these journal prompts in this book can really help you and also really help you take that journey within and truly discover your true potential of your sexuality, because that is what celibacy did for me. So I also have a special gift for all of my subscribers, my YouTube family, and my gift is that you can purchase this book and use this code subscribers4L and get a 50% off the ebook. So this code will be valid for the first few videos of my celibacy journey. If you enter this code, you will automatically get a 50% discount, and this is my gift for you guys. Also want to briefly mention that in this ebook, all of these journal prompts, all of this workbook, all of these questions, all of these enormous amount of journaling prompts that I have in this ebook are prompts that I've practiced numerous times. So it's not something that I did once or twice or 3 times. These are journal prompts question that I did multiple times, and I went as deep as I could, because I've noticed that sometimes when you answer one of these questions, the first answer may be very shallow, but when you do it the first, the second, the third, or the fourth, or the fifth time even, you go even more deeper, and the deeper you go, the better, because then you can notice patterns, you can notice your answers to these questions, and sometimes within this answer lies wounds, trauma, experiences, and within those wounds, within those trauma, within those experiences, or whatever it is that comes up for you, that is what you need to work on. That is where everything, that is the root of everything. So when you get to the root, it's very much easier to like cleanse and plant new seeds, versus if you just cut the plant and you don't do anything for the root, it will grow back, and we don't want that. So I hope you guys enjoy this ebook. If you're interested to purchase it, it's available on twithv.store. And if you do purchase it, I want to really thank you very much, because this means so much to me. This is such a profound and personal experience to me, and to be able to share it with the world means so much to me. So I'm so grateful for your support, and without any further ado, let's just jump into this. jump into this video. So guys, in this video of my celibacy journey, we're gonna talk about the third part of my journey. The third part of my journey actually started in 2020. As I mentioned in the previous video, the second part, I talk about the 2019, how that year was for me within my celibacy journey. And if you're interested, that video will be below. But in this video, we're gonna talk about the detoxifying year. 2020 was really a detoxifying year. It was a detoxifying year for my body, mind, and especially for my emotions, because as I mentioned in the previous videos, I've suppressed a lot of my emotions. So I had to emotionally detox, and how I emotionally detox is by journaling, by all these prompts that I've mentioned in this ebook. But I also journal on topics that I've suppressed. And as I went within my journaling, as I started writing about all of these things, as I started to sit with my emotions, is when I really realized that it all came to me externalizing my value. And one of the questions that I asked myself is, why do I externalizing my value? And I started journaling on that, and I went as deep as I could. And I just I tried to remember where or when was the first time that in my memory I could remember that I started externalizing my value. And when I went deep into thinking, or into try to remember where was the first time that this really happened, I noticed that it was in my childhood. Now, the question that helped me get to that was, I have it right here. When did I first start externalizing my value? That was the question that I asked myself, and then I started journaling on this question. And as I journaled on this question, I had a really core memory, or a really good memory, of when I started externalizing my value at the age of 12 years old. Now I'm gonna share something very personal with you guys. The idea of starting externalizing my value started when I would get, like, at this age, 12 years, I would get compliments or good feedback from my dad when I did something good, or when I eat all of my food, when I was doing well in school. So because I would get such a positive feedback from my dad, I noticed that because of that, I started externalizing my value. So I started to think that, oh, I have to do something so that I can earn that good feedback from him. And that is where externalizing my value actually started. That was the core. So it all started in my household, actually. And because of this, you know, it later on extended itself to my teenage years, my school education, friendship, all of these things. Because through journaling, I was like, oh my god, girl, I had such a deep realization. Because who would have thought that something that happened at such a young age would have so much impact on my life until this day. Now I'm not in that position anymore, but it took me almost like 10 years to realize that it all started because of that one experience that I had with my parents, that one experience that I lived in my childhood, and it affected all areas in my life, my friendships, how I view myself, how I value myself, all of these things. So another question that I ask, sorry guys, I have to look down because I took all of these questions out of my shadow book, because I wanted to share it with you guys in this video. Maybe you can even use this question for yourselves. So another question that I asked myself is, how did that experience made me feel, and why did I felt, and why did I let it affect me? So when I journal on journaling on all of the and all of the ways that externalizing my value affected me, how it affected my friendship, how that affected how I viewed and feel about myself, how it affected my career, why I always felt like I need to work hard to be recognized or to be celebrated. So another thing that I did was just from there, I just started from that age, from that core memory, or from that core experience, I worked myself up. I worked myself up by remembering all of those memories or any experience or any emotional experience, especially because any experience you remember is based off an emotion. So I try to journal on all of these things and how all of these things actually kept fueling this idea that I've created for myself at the age of 12 years old. So at the age, I believe that I had to do things to be valued, that I have to work hard, that I have to do this, that I have to do that. So because I had that core belief, what happened that every experience that came after that fueled that belief. So in other areas of my life, like an example, in my friendship, I felt like I always had to do a lot of things to maintain my friendship because I was externalizing my value through my friendship, and because of that, that experience within my friendship kept on fueling that same belief. So you see how I had to work my way up to see what made this monster so big. So that is actually what I did through journaling. And when I say through journaling, I was just like releasing all of these like emotions, all of these suppressed emotion, all of this emotion that I've let my body, mind, and rise. And I had to like almost go back to myself and change that experience for myself. I had to go back to that little girl I need, to that little release all of that ideas. So that is something that I did, and I was almost like reliving my trauma or reliving my past experiences through journaling, so that I could get so deep into the core and like fully remove all of these seeds from my garden. Is something that worked for me because I had all of these emotions oppressed, and I had to relive them, accept them, acknowledge them, so that I can truly release them and make space for new beliefs, for new ideas, for new experiences, and to fully let that emotion go. So it was a process of a lot of journaling, a lot of crying, a lot of releasing, a lot of like anger, like releasing anger. And that is, I also did a lot of rituals, like a lot of releasing rituals, and some of these topics I had to journal on like 3 to 4 times so that I can fully release it, because it was so heavy embedded in my emotions. It was so heavy embedded, and this monster was so big that, you know, I had to really dig deep so that I can truly kill it, you know. So 2020 is when I really journal on this. Like I've journaled on all of these like memories, releasing, like I work so heavy on all of this when I'm with myself or on Sunday. So every time that I would journal all these things and I would release all of these emotions, I would cry or feel whatever it is I needed to feel. Another thing that I noticed by doing that is like some of these things I did 2-4 times, and each time that I did it, the memory wasn't as vivid. Like it slowly, the memory started fading, and by the 4th time it was almost like non-existent for me. Like I think that I've changed the dynamic, or I've changed that past experience so much that I didn't even view it like that anymore, or it didn't even affect me like that anymore. As a matter of fact, it almost like changed itself to become like a beautiful lesson for me. So with that, I want to jump into part 2 with this, which was the physically detoxifying. So the physically detoxifying was like, of course, emotionally through these things, but when it really become heavy is when I started also journaling about my past relationships. Some of these relationships were relationships that were also based on externalizing my values, and I had to journal on this relationship. And I remember like journaling on these things and feeling like a heavy pain in my womb. Like I would feel so much pain in my womb, or I would feel so much lower back pain. Now at that time I didn't knew what it meant or why, but later on when I started doing a little bit of research of womb, a lot of these emotions were like stuck in my womb and in my lower back. That is where I personally felt it the most. That pain that I felt in my womb. And I started buying a lot of books, which I will recommend some here. And in all of these books they talk about womb healing and mirror work and all of these things. By doing that I realized that a lot of trauma, especially intimate trauma, were stored there, and I had a journey started of that's when I went a little bit deeper into my sexuality, how I viewed sexuality, how I felt. And that is when I also went a little bit deeper into this intimate aspect of myself. So yes guys, I went a little bit deeper into this intimate aspect of myself, and that is all the journal prompts that you guys will be having in this ebook. And I journal on these things. What I wanted to share with you guys in the regards of detoxifying, that is what I worked on in 2020 and 2021. And in my next video, which will be part 4, I will talk about a little bit more of detoxifying my mind and also my body, because I feel like in 2020 and 2021 I focused mainly on my emotion and also on my body, as in my womb and all of these things. But in 2021 and further I went a little bit deeper within my mind and body, because in 2020 I was still drinking, and then in 2021 is when I started the little challenge of stop drinking, because you know that was also part of me detoxifying my body from alcohol, and also detoxifying my mind, because I noticed that I had a lot of mental pattern or addictive pattern behavior mentally. So that is what I worked on heavily in 2021 and 2022, and that will be in the next part of this video, which will be part 4 and maybe a part 5. I'm not sure, because if I do a part 5 I have to go very much deeper in all of the things that I do, and I'm not sure if you guys are interested. If you are, just give this video a thumbs up, and also give the previous videos a thumbs up, because then I know that you are interested in these topics. And if you want me to talk about a bit deeper on it, just let me know. I also will link the video below of me detoxifying alcohol, because in that video I also mention a lot of practices, mental practices that I did, and journaling prompts that I did to help me detoxifying and change my relationship with alcohol and all of these things. So I hope you guys enjoy this video. Don't forget to comment, like, subscribe, and if you're interested in my ebook, it's available on teawithv.store, and don't forget to use the discount so you can get 50% off. So